Hi, my name is Ashley M. Jones, and I'm the Poet Laureate of the state of Alabama. I'm extremely excited to read today for Black Writers Workspace. I have 5 poems that I'm going to share with you, so I'm just going to get right into it. The first piece is sort of holiday themed since it is the holidays. As you can see, I have my Christmas tree behind me. But this poem is from my first book, Magic City Gospel, and it is called How to Make Your Daughters Culturally Aware and Racially Content During Christmas Time. Remind them, Jesus is Black. Despite the pictures Granny has hung on the wall, despite the glowing good old boy on her pile of church fans, Jesus was a brother, a bruh, not a bro. Hair of wool, you tell them. Buy a new nativity set. Mary with her press and curl, Joseph with a fade, baby Jesus fresh out the womb and curly. Go to a roadside Christmas shop. Buy a pale, smiling Santa. Let your daughters wonder how he turned brown overnight, how Santa's face became just like their own, brown and buttery, a Yuletide miracle. When you're trimming your plastic tree, the one you've had since the 80s, put on Rudolph, bopped by the Temptations, deck the halls by Smokey, Donny Hathaway's This Christmas, and Gladys Knight's deep brown voice crooning Jingle Bells. Fill the tree skirt with tightly wrapped gifts. Anticipate your daughter's unbreakable smiles when they rip off the paper to reveal an army of Black Barbies and brown baby dolls. That's a poem that really means a lot to me because of the traditions that it talks about that my family still abides by today. So I want to move on to a poem from my second book, Dark Thing. And this poem is actually about Muhammad Ali. Now, the last poem sort of described the very Black-centric childhood that I had, and this poem, Song of My Muhammad, speaks about Muhammad Ali, who, as we know, was a very vocal, Black athlete and inspirational person who really poured into the Black community a lot throughout his career. So this poem honors him, and it also uses some lines from Walt Whitman's Song of Myself. It's called Song of My Muhammad. I know I have the best of time and space in my 2 Black fists, in my Black brain, the way I can never, will never be measured. This my immeasurable greatness, this my beauty and my speed. I do not need your white Jesus or even your feeble praise. I know I'm the prettiest thing that ever lived. No friend of mine tells me who I can worship. No friend of mine stops my dance around the ring. No friend of mine labels my chair anything but throne. I have no chair, no church, no philosophy that does not salute me as a king. No man can stop my left hand hooking. No man can stop the poetry I keep under my Louisville lip. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Today, I shoulder my way into a crowded heaven where my hands are steady and my mind is strong. And I say to my spirit, you are golden, even here, golden. And my spirit says, I am satisfied. I wrote that poem after Muhammad Ali passed away, and just as a way to celebrate him in poetry. So I want to move now to a couple of poems from my newest book, Reparations Now. And the first one also takes place around Christmas, like the first poem that I read. But this is just one or two Christmases ago. Here it is. And this poem talks about a meteor shower that was supposed to be so beautiful and amazing to see in the sky a couple of years ago around Christmas time. And the thing about meteor showers is that even though people always say, like the scientists always tell us, we're going to see this amazing display, I've never seen an amazing display, especially when I go outside to look. I never see anything. But my family would always go out and look at the meteor shower anyway, and it became a fun family activity. So a couple of years ago, we did this. And this poem, actually, I wrote it while we were looking up at the sky to try to see these beautiful stars or pieces of rock or whatever it is that flies through the sky. So this is called Meteor Shower. There is nothing particularly funny about rocks flying through the sky, the raccoon gobbling trash next door, the empty street. But we laugh like it's Christmas, or like those rare summer mornings on the back porch when the sun isn't too hot and everything is possible. There's a meteor shower tonight, and we feel large and happy standing in our driveway. We strain our eyes for something lit up, carrying wishes or a bonfire of dreams ready to alight from the sky. Maybe, like the man they say rides the night this time of year, we will see something impossible, impossibly generous. It's a blessing to receive a gift, to get something hoped for, something named and exhaled on a piece of space sediment, to get a half hour sitting here next to these loves of mine, to feel the easy way my laugh twinkles out until I'm all sky, mouth open, like this whole world is a big, bright drink. We don't see the meteors falling in a trail of smoke. We wait almost an hour for their shine across the sky. And although we don't see anything but these domesticated stars, there is something singular, maybe the way my sister's eyes hold the star glow, my brother's humming speech, my dad standing here, healthy and smiling among his 4 children, once in a lifetime, these meteors this night. So that memory is really special to me, not only for how fun it was to be outside with my family looking for these meteors, but this was one of the last Christmases that my dad had with us. He passed away earlier this year. So this poem has an even more special meaning to it now. So I'm gonna move into a piece that features my mom, because you gotta keep it equal. If you read about one parent, you've got to read about the others. So this poem is one that I wrote just to celebrate the really incredible example I've had from my mom. She's shown us how to be a Black woman and how to survive as a Black woman in this country. And this poem is dedicated to many Black women who have been killed or who have been murdered, more accurately, by police or by citizens. And it's called She is Beauty, She is Grace. And it's for Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland and Oluwatoyin Salau and so many killed Black girls. My mother always told me I was beautiful. She oiled my scalp with proud mother care. She bought me baby and Barbie dolls who shared my skin, brown beauties who smiled back at me, whose infinite stories I told each day in my playtime heaven. My mother gave me dreams and a Barbie dream house. She gave me the right way to tie my shoes and tuck my shirt. She gave me a well-perfumed joy. She told me how God made me Black and worthy. She gave me lullabies, badly but beautifully sung. She gave me midnight snacks when I couldn't sleep. My mother gave me love, gave me life. She knew surely what awaited me outside her door. She knew what she and Dad could not stop, knew the world outside of Barbies and Sesame Street and songs and bubbles and hair barrettes was plotting my demise, that it waited to gulp each of my little girl giggles. She knew it, so she filled me up to the brim with every dream and every smile and every assurance that I was made beautiful and full of a life that mattered, that nothing could steal that. She knew the world would threaten that peace, but that those sparkling moments, that love, that life, that beauty were all worth fighting for. So I'm going to end on a poem about God. Since it is the holiday season, a lot of us are thinking about God and about particular stories that we tell around this time of year. And this poem just sort of talks about the really expansive way that I view God. God made my whole body. God made my whole body and the way it moves and the way it shakes and jiggles and plops. And God made my smile and the 1,000 tears that fall from my eyes. God made the sun and the moon and the leaf held loosely in my godson's perfect little hand. And God made the summer breeze and the guitar Ron Isley crooned over. And God made the grass and the bugs and the dogs and the trees. And God made all of our bodies to make waste. And God made even the waste that lives in us. And God made the way the world spins and the way it will shake us right off if we don't act right. And God made the rivers, which made it possible for us to drink. And God made the clouds which hold the rain. And God made the birds which fly and the wolves that howl. God made the folds of my brain and the thoughts that burrow there. God made my belly, my uterus, and all the little eggs which might become children. God made the doubt that rests there like bubbling gas. God made the silence I wrap around myself some nights alone. God made the music we sing and the music we hate. God made the ears which help us stay balanced, help us to hear what people say behind our backs and in front of them. God made sweet potato pie and aunties and mamas who know how to add just enough nutmeg. God made my whole body. And God made my grandma and her gold tooth. And God made my grandma and her curly wig. And God made my grandma I didn't know. And God made my grandpa who was a ghost and my grandpa who was a terror. God made fear and the way it slices us up thin and flimsy. God made the way a hand quivers before it strikes. God made pain. God made the blood which runs and keeps us running. God made an everlasting red. Thank you.